Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. All right, welcome back to the computer room. Today we're going to look at Tier 4 running backs. Keep looking at these running backs. You think at Tier 4, a bore. Or you can get a score out of there. There might be some decent players in there. Anyway, you're going to need to know who they are, right? Well, let's get started at that. So you're thinking it's a bore. I'm telling you, no. There's some good players in here. You might, hey, and you're probably going to have one or two of these on your team. Last year, there was a top 5 come out of this tier, right? And there's another one that was a 15-point game, a game come out of here. So you had 2 good ones come out of here and a couple fillers. Let's get started with a 15-point a game. A-Chain came out of this last year. Were you smart enough to take him? Hey, lucky enough maybe? But hey, he came out of the 45th preseason ranked position last year. So going in, he was ranked 45th going in. A lot higher this year. And what about another one here? How about someone who got 21 touchdowns? Huh? Raheem Mostert come out of this range right last year too. Out of 39. So keep your eyes peeled here, guys. Don't turn around just because this is tier 4. We're going to get some good ones out of here. So Raheem Mostert finished 2nd. A-Chain finished 22nd. What values here at this level, right? Well, let's get some other honorable mentions here. Warren came out of this tier. He was came in 35th ranked, finished 29th. So got a little bargain there. And Zeke. Zeke was 46th ranked last year, finished 33rd. So you can get a couple bargains out of here, right? Hey, so we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled on this and see who we can get next year. Well, who might be the Raheem Mostert of last year? You know, you're looking over here at this group, and remember he was a veteran, getting older, doing some, has some good points though. The years, Austin Eckler could be the equivalent of that. You know, let's not snooze. Let's not forget Austin Eckler went into the preseason last year ranked 3rd among running backs. And who could be A-Chain this next year? You know, who could possibly, how about Brian Robinson Jr. on the same team there? We could get one of these double teams. None of these people are ranked yet. So above here, no Washington running backs, that is. So, hey, these guys could be, you know, you're thinking, how far-fetched is that? Well, maybe, but what if they brought in a quarterback? Got a nice rookie quarterback, you know, someone who averaged over 60 yards rushing, just a dual threat. So meanwhile, while they're worried about him, right, Cliff Kingsbury's new offense coordinator can push these other 2 running backs. You just never know what could happen, right? That seems like a little far-fetched, but hey, you just never know. So we want to know who these running backs are. Get them ready, because hey, 2 or 3 might be on your team, and I say they should be on your team. You know, if you have flex positions, let's get them in there. Have them at the end of the thing. So I was going to do yesterday or the last video on tier 3. I showed you that, hey, you know, and not just, it comes down to how many touches each team gives to their running backs and which running backs. These are a lot of the second running backs here already, or maybe third running back on some teams. But so you have to grade these going in. I do this every week on a weekly basis when we're doing during the regular season. You take the touch distribution. Now these are last year's, but these I change them and update them every week for that week-to-week flow of who's getting the ball on the team. And you can take the touch distribution. Here's the scores. We went over that, the total points for them. You could take how many points the team's scoring. So it's the snap distribution, the team scoring. You make adjustments weekly for the defense, the home away advantage, defense. So many factors go into it. I can't put them all on here. But anyway, just like for the regular season, I come up with a ranking before I re-rank, just a score to kind of give you how you might rank them. So and here's some right here you can see. just came out of the same kind of scoring last year. Well, the Brian Robinson Jr. stands out, of course. And I like this Ford. Let's not sleep on him. Until we could figure out what's going on in Cleveland. They get a lot of points there. Antonio Gibbs way down here. Some of that's based on, remember, Zeke took over there. So, and here's Zeke right here. Well, hey, right now he's the number one back there. So, anyway, you go in with some of these points, just get them ready to figure out how you're going to do them. So, let's move on. Let's look over a few of these real quick. So, we're going to be starting down here at the 35th and with Robinson. And let's just bring up Eckler. Those are the two Washington running backs we're wondering about. Hey, he ain't no slouch. Look at here. Last year, Brian Robinson Jr. finished 166 points, right? And I'm pretty sure he's going to be the number one. Austin Eckler here got 142. Came in as the number one for the Chargers last year. But, hey, you can see, first of all, they're both capable. Both rushing, getting points, touchdowns. They've got, these are two good backs. See the fantasy averages here? About the same while they're in the game, We're not thrilled about the rushing schedule's not bad. Position schedule's 15th, but team rushing was 27th last year. But, of course, we got a new system in there this year. Some other names in this area is this Trey Benson, right? Coming in at 36th ranked. They might be a little high on that rookie, don't you think? And Zeke is another one in this range, right? What's going to happen in Dallas? Is he going to get the carries? Is he going to be third stringer, second stringer, first stringer? How's the Dallas number one? Hey, one thing let's look over here. One thing we have to keep in mind is Dallas' team scoring was number one. So they're going to be touchdowns to throw around, points to throw around. Hey, for Dallas. Now, in Arizona, it wasn't as high there, but hey, and we've got some, how about Chase Brown here? It's rookie. We're not sure what's going on there. And Zach Moss in Cincinnati, which one's going to have the team? Got Blake Corum. If he gets in there as the backup in the Rams. You've got a backup last year here in Denver. McLaughlin, hey, he made some noise last year. Didn't get the ball a lot, but hey, he's finished with some 410 yards rushing, got some down at this level. Ty Chandler, you might complain him. He got it in the game late last year. Excuse me. So, then there's J.K. Dobbins left and Antonio Gibbs. All right, so that's the levels we're looking at down here. And which one's going to get on there? Well, let's go through and rank them. That's how I like them. As the players take the field. FantasyAI data center, they're coming out. The subscribers look on. So let's get started with some rankings. All right, tier 4 running backs. First up, J.K. Dobbins. Well, J.K. Dobbins says, I'm 100% healthy now. And this injury thing is out the window again. Well, I just love that quote. It's like out the window again. Well, yeah, that's the problem. It keeps coming back, So here we're going to go. Obviously, last year didn't play. Got that first game in and then got hurt again. So he's now ranked second here on the team. We're going to see they got a new coach. So some of these offensive team stats could be a little different, although they'll probably struggle early with a new coaching system. But 25th ranked there, Gus Edwards is the lead back there. I love the schedule, number 4 schedule. All right. And I just can't get past the injury proneness of J.K. Dobbins, so we're not going to be taking him. At least I'm not. I suggest the same for you guys. All right, Antonio Gibson. I've got him ranked 45th. They've got him 46th. Not much difference there. Likely in a sharing situation there in New England. Right? Hey, one thing? One of the first signings was this Gibson to New England. So they must like what they got there. They signed him early, made it a priority. Now you can see he has a 4.1 career carry, and Stevenson, the presumed one, has a 4.5. So, hey, look at this. He was in the games at points last year. all that adds up to 83 fantasy points and 5.5 a week. You can't get by with any of that. So unless something happens to Stevenson, Gibson here isn't going to be getting in. And even if he does, look at this team offense, 30th. It's not a very exciting team. Rookies are not necessarily rookie. A couple of rookies at running a receiver over here for him, but none of the receivers are ranked. Demario Douglas finished 74th last year. Rookie quarterback struggles. Ugh. You just don't want to be looking for fantasy team players on New England. All right, moving on. How about McLaughlin here? All right, look more explosive. This is from OTAs. Look more explosive than in his rookie year in OTAs. It's that rookie year, hey, 5.4 yards per carry last year. Some of the coach speaks is, I don't know anyone that's working harder than him. So, you can see some of the points. Hey, I remember last year, week 4 and 5, he was the talk of the waiver wire, right? Oh, everybody had to get him. Why didn't they get him? How much of their budget they're going to be paying? Could have had him before the season started for nothing. Here we go. We got Javonte Williams, right? We love that number 3 schedule, right? So, if this Javonte Williams falters again, 8.46 last year. Ugh. And look at this. He's in and out of these games. So, I guess, is it when he falters again? Well, we might get down to this guy, McLaughlin here. But I love the third schedule, or the third running back schedules. That's nice. And lurking down here is this Audric Estime. He might get in the game. You just never know out of Notre Dame. So even here, if he gets in the game, I don't know how long you would want to hold him on your waiver or your roster waiting. But who knows? He might be bouncing him back and forth on your team from the waiver wire when you need stuff. So anyway, moving on. Chase Brown. I've got him 43rd. They've got him a little higher, 39. Well, what about Chase Brown? 5th round pick out of Illinois. I think some of the reasons people are high on him, he had a good Monday Night Football game last year and helped them win over Jacksonville. So a lot of people remembered that. Had 42 carries over the last 6 games. What's that, 7 a game? So has never been, supposedly really fast player. But I'm pretty sure that Zach Moss is going to get the number 1 chance there. And they like to lean on that number 1 running back. Now, I imagine if something happens, is Chase Brown would be coming in. But, do we want the backup on a team that was 31st in rushing last year? I don't know. I mean, you might, if you don't trust Zach Moss, I could see where you'd think coming in and getting that. But they are the number 3rd team from the AFC for the chance to go to the Super Bowl. So, hey, things may be looking up there, but I prefer Zach Moss. I have no interest in Chase Brown. Prove me wrong. Moving on. How about Ty Chandler? Got in some games last year for Minnesota. Assumed the lead role down the stretch. Minnesota's kind of a mess last year at running back, weren't they? Aaron Jones signed only a 1-year contract, right, for $7 million. So they aren't locked in long term to Aaron Jones. If this Ty Chandler could stay healthy, could be the lead back by the end, right? See what he did last year. He had the lead back down there. Didn't one time over 10 here at the end. I guess he had a couple games there in the middle, just barely over 10. But Minnesota's offense, how's that going to look this year, right? Got Sam Darnold up here leading the way, most likely, until that McCarthy's ready. So, obviously, the passing on this is going to keep them clean. Got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. How about Cam Akers down there? What's going to be his 10th go-around here? I don't know. So, anyway, the story will be Aaron Jones early. And with Hawkinson hurt, Aaron Jones is going to be catching a lot out of the backfield, right? So Ty Chandler had 159 yards receiving, but maybe they'll run him and more as the lead first and second down, especially later as we get going through here the season. But I don't know. It's kind of a reach, Ty Chandler anyway. So moving on. How about Zach Charbonnet? Right? I have him 41st. They have him 41st. So, I mean, you got here. He got 3 games last year. He played 61% of the snaps. He has, so this is some PFF ratings here, right? Top 20 rankings in explosive run rate. 20th. He made it, though. And yards after contact, kind of a bruiser there, was 11th on that list. So the point here is, you see, he's in every game. And this is what I don't like about Walker, right, is they like to share, going to get him in the game, and they were the 28th team rushing anyway. So, hey. So Zach Charbonnet here is, they got him ranked 41st, finished 50th. I mean, unless something happens to Walker here, or something happens to Charbonnet, these guys are going to kind of split back and forth. I mean, Kenneth Walker will be the lead back in that split. But on a team, hey, I love the passing. You know, look at these weapons in the passing game. Is Metcalf, JSN, and Lockett. You know, maybe they lean on that a little bit, but 22 rushing schedule, don't love it. But anyway, Zach Charbonnet would be, hey, if something happens to Walker, all of a sudden you got some bonus multiplier going with him, and you'd be getting some points out of him. So anyway, moving on, Trey Benson. I've got him ranked 40th. They've got him ranked 36th. They're a little higher. They like rookies. Now, he was the 3rd fastest with that 4.39 40-yard dash at the combine out of the draft this year. And Connor isn't one of the healthiest backs. So that could be some of the excitement with him. And 3rd rounder has some top back in the draft. I know some people had him as a top back in the draft. I don't know. Hey, so obviously James Conner's in the way. We do like that they were the 4th team in rushing. I mean, let's not sleep on that. They do run the ball. And remember, that wasn't all Kyler Murray. Got Marvin Harrison coming in to help spice the team up a little bit. But this would be a play if something happens to James Conner, obviously, right? But until that happens, and no, that's not. Hey, Michael Carter got in some games last year. He got a name there. I don't know how much they'll use him, but I mean, obviously, if something happened to Connor, it would be a mixture of these two guys, Benson and Carter. But hey, we'll see. I mean, maybe there's a team on here you'd probably want the backup instead. I mean, the Arizona's backup, or maybe another team's backup coming up. How about Austin Eckler? Comes in, I've got him ranked 39th. They've got him ranked 37th. Bad grades last year in rushing and receiving, just very bad. It was a bad year for him last year. Was hurt, some of it. Now, let's not forget he came in ranked. Preseason ranking last year was the 3rd running back. You know that because he's multidimensional, getting that receiving and rushing. And people were higher on the Chargers last year. Now they got a new coach there. But, hey, he's on to Washington anyway. Now, backup and receiving. He's probably going to be the backup to Brian Robinson Jr. here. They got the 15th schedule, so that's pretty nice. We kind of played with that earlier. What about Jaden Daniels here? Can he ignite the team? Get them worried about him where Brian Robinson Jr. or Austin Eckler can have some field day, get some action going. We look at the receivers there, looking pretty good. McLaren back, Dotson. But I don't know how much we're going to be worried about him running and the other running backs. And 15th schedule isn't terrible, so moving on. Blake Corum, here's the other rookie I'm talking about. Why would you take Trey Benson when you could have the Rams backup running back? Cheaper. Corum was listed as one of the best running back coming out of college, 45 touchdowns. Everyone's heard of him, right? So this is the whole issue here is Kyren Williams. If he misses 5 games in the middle there, right? And we saw how they like to give that lead back a lot of carries. So the whole thinking here is, well, Blake Corum would get in there and get some of those points, right? Take right over. Ronnie Rivers, we've been waiting too long for that. So, no. So you can see, and going over the clipboard, you can see they're the team's 7th offense. You've got Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. I mean, Stafford, just a great general there, keeping them all going. I mean, you have a great offensive team. So, if you're going to take a backup just for the backup, well, Blake Corum would be the guy. They got him ranked 42nd. I would take him there, I got him ranked 38th just because of this grouping. But I have no problem with him. Moving on, Ezekiel Elliott. What about him? Comes in ranked 38th. I've got him 37th, one higher. Boy, you can get, I'm just telling you, let's not sleep on him because you can get some points. This was the points last year. But, let me just draw a picture for you. It's a Monday night or a Thursday night game. You got the number 5 offense here. Playing some cupcake, some easy game. Look at these passing schedules. CeeDee Lamb has the second easiest schedule. And Dak, hey, you know that he's going to get a touchdown, Zeke, in that easy game. So, hey, you keep him around as a utility player in case you need him. You can patch start him in there as a flex sometimes. I think he'll be value. I see value there with him. You got Dowdell, Deuce Vaughn, who's going to come on, get some of these. Obviously, they're going to share. But when he gets to the goal line, it's going to be Zeke. Third down, passing down Zeke, because he blocks good on third down. So, hey, you know what? If they give me Zeke cheap enough, you can always use him as a utility back starter. Every once in a while. All right, number 2, I got Brian Robinson Jr., right? Comes in 35th ranked. I got him 36th. Hey, what are you going to do down here? Kingsbury loves to run the ball down to the goal line. That's him, right? Although Jaden Daniels might be taking a few of those down by the goal line, though, too. So Gibson's out. Eckler's probably the backup. We'll see how this goes here. Look at those points early on. Hey, what derailed him is falling off at the very end there. He got hurt. But before then, he finished 21st you can see here, he finished 21st in fantasy, and he missed games. He was scoring good. 11.7, but hey, that factoring in these games towards the end, of the list, I think he's the best pure running back shot here, right? So, kind of like him, let's keep an eye. I'm not too worried about Eckler, though you never know. And, of course, Daniels might steal some of his thunder down by the goal line, but hey, we'll see. All right, moving on. Who's I got number 1? Jerome Ford. That's who I got number 1. I've got him ranked 35. They got him ranked 40. Obviously, in preseason, all this is going to be kind of figured out for us, right? Now, he has good games, this Ford. Beat San Francisco. He ran 17 times, 4.9 average. Beat Baltimore last year, 6.3 average in that game. He's had 100 yards. This is despite the quarterback randomizer last year. And what I have down here, it's the first 3 games he's going to face. This is assuming Chubb is pupped, which he probably will be. My bet is. Anyway, look at that third game against the Giants at home, 29th ranked defense. He's going to be scoring. Got a good one, easy matchup here at home with Dallas, 16th. Second game ain't so great, but hey, early on, he's going to be the guy. Now, we're worried about Foreman. Early on, like I'm saying, if Chubb does sit out the first 4 to 6 weeks, right? Well, it's going to be, they're going to give Ford probably the first shot at it, right? Well, if he's doing good and everything, but hey, another sleeper is this Foreman. He might sneak in there. Hey, it isn't like he hadn't done anything. Finished 44th last year, and it says here in Fantasy Finish. So get capable. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get some idea on this in preseason. This is one of the things we got, top things in preseason to find out. What's going on there with Cleveland. But I'm not sleeping on Jerome Ford. We saw how many points Cleveland gets out of the running backs, right? They get a lot of points out of these running backs. So I'm not sleeping on Jerome Ford. I want to see how preseason works out and see what happens there, right? So, Fantasy AI. All right. If you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Go find it. Give me a subscriber. All right. And now I like to fill my shorts. I'm going to fill my shorts. Fantasy AI with tier 4 running backs. J.K. Dobbins, always hurt, wouldn't take him. Antonio Gibson, back up on a bad team, pass. McLaughlin, hey, long shot there in Denver, got an easy schedule. Chase Brown, Zach Moss there, I just pass. Ty Chandler could get in the game late. By the end of the season, he might be leading that team. How about Zach Charbonnet, sharing too much in Seattle? Trey Benson, hot rookie. A lot of people high on him. I'm a little less, 4 spots lower. How about Austin Eckler coming in? Can he revive his career in Washington? Possibly. How about Blake Corum, everybody's lottery ticket? Something happens to Williams, he's in there on a good team getting a lot of points, right? Ezekiel Elliott, can he get it going again this time around in Dallas? Hey, could spot start him. Easy top scoring team. Love him. How about Brian Robinson Jr.? Probably the best out of this tier here, right? Pure running back, a good job. How about Ford? Till we find out about Chubb, he's the fill-in. He's the guy. Let's find out.